We live on a property in a flood zone, and it rarely floods, but it can flood. We made it through this entire year without any flooding. Through the whole rainy season, through the whole hurricane season, no flooding. The property has been outstanding. Well, here it is, the end of the year, in December, and we just had a rainstorm that lasted all night long, and we woke up to this. Definitely some moderate flooding coming up into our yard. It's not extreme, we're not underwater, but the water has crept up and come over the banks of our pond and is slowly filling our property. Now luckily, all of the dirt work that we've done on this property is really paying off right now. It's hard to see, but every place that we didn't touch, our entire woods is underwater. But every place we put sand is above water still. I'm gonna make sure everything's picked up, that nothing's floating away too far, but I just wanted to show the flooding. Since we're kind of stuck inside on this wet day, we thought it would be a good project to do the shower door installation. Some of you guys might realize that this exactly matches the shower doors we have in our master bath. We can't believe this. We were shopping at the store some months back, and these matching glass doors, but these are fit for a bathtub. See, we have a shower stall, so we have the taller doors.
Yep.
But these are the match ones that are shorter for the tub. We're on clearance for like $50. They're usually like $200. $50.
Yeah, super cheap.
That is so good, so we just grabbed it. So we've been holding on to these, waiting for the right time to install them. Now is the right time, but we ran into another problem. When I was unpacking the track hardware for the doors, I realized that this little bottom guide is broken. You might be able to see. I don't know, the corner is all smashed up on it, so can't use that, and this bottom guide was all crushed. It's just crushed, trust me. This side's all pushed in. So I'm gonna put that on hold. There's always delays in renovation, home remodeling. We run into this all the time with stuff. There's always something you don't expect that pops up right when you're ready for a job. So it's just the way it is. But I was thinking that when we don't have our work light on in here, you can see this room is still lacking. It could use a little more light, and we talked about adding another fixture to this room. So maybe we can do that instead. It would actually make a lot more sense to get that done before the glass door is in my way, and we don't have to worry about it. Now, since we have this hanging light here, we don't need any more light on this side of the room. It's mostly the shower area, and the shower will help reflect light into the room. So I think we're gonna put a light somewhere over here. So I picked up one of these lights. I wanted to keep this super easy. Now, adding an extra light to this room is not as difficult as it sounds. One thing I gotta pay attention to is I am putting a light over the shower area. So there are some rules to follow. First of all, the light has to be damp rated. This light is wet rated. That's even better. That means you can put this where it will be splashed with water and it's still okay. So since this light is wet rated, it is totally safe to put above the shower. And the other thing is that it's a flush, well, it's a recessed mount lighting. You can't have anything dangling. You're not allowed to put any kind of hanging light above your shower. It has to be recessed or flush mount. So as long as you follow those rules, wet or damp rated and flush or recessed, then it's fine. This light also has a gasket around it, which I like, and a big flange. That way we can get a good seal on the ceiling to help keep air into our house. This light is a lot thicker than those skinny ones that a lot of people are using nowadays, and that's going to be to my advantage because this ceiling is double thick. We're going to drill through 2 layers of ceiling. The old original wood ceiling is above this ceiling. I'm thinking that'll be good enough to squeeze both of those. So the best part of this project is actually going to be testing out a new tool.
It is.
Don't you think so?
I guess so.
Check this out. We got something new that I wanted to try out. Guys, check out the new tool to my collection, to our collection. You can use it too. Can you lift it? Do you think you could use that?
That's heavy.
You're thinking, how does this come into play with this whole project? But I bought this because of... I wanted it. Because of an upcoming project with the mobile home. And basically this is an oversized, overpowered, humongous drill. And
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's a drill. And the reason I got it is because we're going to have a lot of holes to drill. And I wanted to test this out. This has some features that a regular drill doesn't have. Let me show you. So here's our standard old drill that I would use previously. It's always worked, but here's the thing. This lacks power when you're doing these big holes especially, and you can burn up your drills pretty easily. But also, if your hole saw binds up or you're not going straight, it can really whip your wrist around and hurts your hands. Sometimes when this one's too weak for the job, I get my heavy duty drill that's out in the workshop, and that's a plug-in corded drill. And that thing can really, really twist your wrist, right? But this one, even though it looks more intimidating, has a built-in clutch to save your wrist. So if it feels that the blade binds up, your saw stops, this will instantly shut off and protect you from being thrown across the room. It's going to be a lot safer for me to not ruin my wrist or injure myself. Plus it has a lot more power at the same time, so we can like power through stuff. Mm-hmm. And even though it looks huge, it's not that big where you drill. Compare that. It's actually a little bit shorter than the little drill. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to get them all lined up, but you can see it's a little bit shorter. And this is a baby drill. This is going to be a lot shorter than my big, heavier duty drill.
Yeah.
Which means I can have a lot of power, but still fit in between a stud bay to drill out holes if I need to run something through the studs or whatever. So that's why I got it. It also has a quick connect chuck if you have the right size bits. We can just lock it in that easy. And that's what I'm going to use to drill the hole in the ceiling. I have a 4-inch hole saw. I probably should use a 4 1/8 if you're doing the same job. Look at the hole size that they tell you on the diagram. Getting my mask on so that I don't get dust in my face. We're going to go through 2 layers of ceiling, 3/4 inches thick each, so 1.5 inches of ceiling. Let me get this layer out. It's kind of holding me up here. I should have checked for ceiling joists before doing this. I hope I don't hit any.
I know.
Right where our joist is.
No.
Yeah, right on it.
Wow.
What is the odds of going right? What are the odds of going right where the ceiling joist is? I should have checked. I was just taking a chance. I said, what's the odds? They're 2 feet apart. What's the odds I'm gonna hit that? I should have thought about it. Yeah, that makes sense. 2 feet. So we just made a mistake. What do you do now?
You sure you can't go in?
Let's go look at it. No, it's just a hair taller than...
Well, you could shave the joist down a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
It'll work.
To be safe, you need 1 3/4. We need a 1/4 inch more.
Okay, just cut into the joist 1/4 inch.
You think so?
Yeah. And then that wire can squeeze around it.
So this thing definitely works. I'm gonna have to test it out before I can really say whether it's good or bad. But it was on sale, and I wanted to grab it while it was on sale because I knew I had a lot of holes coming up to drill. I'd rather get the tool for the job than burn out my drill trying to overuse it. So right there is the ceiling joist, and while it doesn't look pretty, what I did was just notch it back maybe 3/8 of an inch. So it still is intact, it's just a little bit higher up. And you can see a double layer of ceiling. You know, my mistake wasn't not measuring, not checking for joists. My mistake was starting this by saying it'll be easy. Because every time we say that...
Every time.
Let's see if it does work. Oh, I'm nervous. It might be working. With that part done, now we have to go up in the attic and add this box. This is the junction box where we wire up the light. So we're just going to send a wire over, tie it into these, plug the light in, we'll be done. Okay. I'll close this door so we don't lose all of our heat. Oh, okay, so we're finally done in the attic. I'm happy about that. I hope everything is good. It is so hard to work in that tight area right here where the roof slopes down. So here's the wires that we just ran. We're going to be connecting them up to the existing wiring. So I'm just going to pop these connectors off and tie these all together. So I'm going to have to turn this power off, and we're going to be in the dark for a little while. And I'm just going to get these all wired up. I got it nice and neat in here. You scared me. I'll make loud noises when I'm doing electrical work.
Snapping the things closed.
Sounds like a spark. Now the camera does a good job of lighting it up in here more than it is. But it's pretty dark in here. And everything's wired up. I think we're ready to test it out and see how it looks with the new light.
Cool.
Oh,
That's much better. That feels right.
Well, I can't stand too far away. I'm in my undies. Guys, this light did the trick. It is so much better in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell from your side of the camera, but wow, the bathtub is so lit up. The light looks good in the ceiling, and it adds that fill light that we needed in here.
Yeah, much better. It feels right now. It feels like the right amount. Before it was just too dark. You can see the floor better. The shower's nice and lit up. Wow.
We made a mess in the tub.
Mm-hmm. As usual. Glad that's done. Anytime you have to go in the attic is really annoying.
And I like that that light is recessed. It's actually recessed, not flat like some of the recessed lights that you buy now.
Oh yeah.
That are just flush smooth. It looks a little better being set up in. So it turned out to be more work than we expected, but the concept is easy. If you already have a light, you already have power, and all we had to do is jump a wire from that original light fixture, send it over to where the new one would be. And even though we ran into some obstacles, we found ways around them. Now they do have slim LED lights that you can put at the ceiling. Like if you run into a problem like that where you hit right on your joist, just right where you want that light, you can buy a really slim LED fixture that'll fit right into that hole, and it'll fit right below that joist. It's only 1/2 inch thick, but I really wanted this one because it has a wide flange, it has the gasket on it to seal the ceiling, and it's wet rated. A lot of them are wet rated, but I just wanted that style, that one, so I'm glad I was able to use that thicker version.
Yeah.
I set the lighting to 4000 K in the bathroom, so it wouldn't be as yellow as some of the other rooms. It's just better, I think. It feels brighter, and you can see yourself in the mirror better, I think. So both of these bulbs, I think right now, are 4000 K. I'm glad we did that before the shower door.
Yeah.
Because that would have been really hard to deal with that mess and drilling with the door in the way. So I guess running into some problems, shifting and changing gears,
Worked out
good this time. Well, I guess that's all we have for now. I'm going to go hop in the shower and get all this dust off me. It's not too bad, actually. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
We've been always needing supplemental light in here when we worked to film for you guys, and now it just oh, I'm in my undies again. What am I doing?
First of all, stop saying undies.
Okay.
Raise it up.
And as we head into the evening, I just wanted to show you guys how much the water has already receded from all that rain. The yard is clearing up. It's going back to the banks of the pond. I can actually see the bank of the pond right now. So just in a matter of hours, just in one day, the water has got down to a manageable level. And that means that this work that we did is working. This sand that we built up is keeping our yard drier. And while we can never stop the flooding, we are managing it and making it better. And we were able to still maintain everything around here and not worry too much, even during a moderate flooding. Awesome.